Welcome in, everybody. Happy Wednesday. And I'm so happy to be here. I keep putting, rescheduling this because the project that I'm trying to do is new to me and it looks super easy, but I'm struggling with it for various reasons, not necessarily the project, but with my limited ability since my fall. So I said, you know what? I need to go live and I've got my projects that I need to do, finish up, and I'm sewing. I'm working on them anyway. Might as well turn the camera on. Hello. So I'm going to say hello to who's here. DB, I know, is in the bushes. And then we have Brenda and Carol and Rosalind just popped in. And I know there's going to be more to come because I did cancel this and then I rescheduled this morning. Hi, Bobby. And so I rescheduled it this morning because I'm going to be working on them. I might as well work on them with you. If you were with me on Monday, hi, Jennifer. If you were with me on, so welcome in, everybody. Welcome in to those that are in the bushes that aren't coming in and saying hello to the chat. In the chat, and thank you to all of those that are watching the replay. I appreciate all of you, and please remember to do the thumbs up no matter how you're watching because it does make a difference. So if you watched Monday night, hi Bonded, listening in while you work, okay. If you watched Monday night Owl Crafting, you saw that I was doing the jar openers, the gripper. I think I said ornaments. I didn't mean ornaments if I said ornaments. High qualities. They're jar openers, the grippers, and I just use any fabric. This is cotton. They're the fat quarters. These right here are from the Dollar Tree. And then I get my other fat quarters from Walmart. But it's just the shelf liner, the rubbery type thing. And so I just use that. And because I love, hey Kelly, welcome in. Because I love my gelato. Walmart doesn't sell this brand anymore, but HEB has one that I love even better. So anyway, so I just measured, what size this is. This is the biggest thing I open. And because I have arthritis, just even gripping around this is painful to me. And so having to squeeze harder and twist is even more painful. Hi, Mary Brown. So that's how I did my measurement, which is a 6-inch square, which comes out to be 5.5 inches once you get all the seams in. So, and it's just real easy to do. And so I made a bunch of these. I made some smaller ones. I made a smaller one for my car because those water bottles, these things, they're hard to open and they're so flimsy now that when you're squeezing to open this, you get all wet. So anyway, so I made a smaller one and I keep that in my car. So these are the ones that I did Monday night and then I finished them up Tuesday. I worked on these. So I have 3 of each of these, three of the trucks and 3 of the gingham. And I used the black stitching. And so I got those done. And then yesterday while I was watching lives, I got the rest of these sewn and then and ready just to do the top stitching. So I don't have any to show you how I did it, but anyway, so I did these are 5-inch squares. So I did 6-inch square of the fabric and 6-inch square of the gripper. And then I put face down. Let me find one. So I did face down onto the gripper fabric, and I stitch a 1/4 inch all around, leaving an opening. And then I turned it, and now I'm going to do a top stitching all around. And then that gives it to where they lay flat. And whereas, as you can see right now, they're puffy. So you can wash these and then just let them air dry. And because I wouldn't put this in the dryer, it'll melt. And if you dry it with other things, then I'm pretty sure that the smell of melted plastic will be on whatever you dry it with. So doing good, Stephanie. Welcome in. So yes, so I did have my doctor appointment on Monday, and for those of you following along, which then stemmed to other appointments coming up because of what's going on with my legs. Hi, welcome in, Spilling Diversity. Thank you for moderating. And so let's get started. Oh, and then the other thing I have that I'll be working on is getting to the next step of completion. Is this set is finished. Let me turn this camera on so you can see down here too. So this set is complete, and I just need to make a tote or a pouch, something to put them in. So these are the let me see if I can, that I am bigger. So these are, it's an educational toy. It's just a solid piece of fabric back here. And then you'll see, I'll be putting these together. I have another set that I need to do. And so these will be like for teaching the toddler to match, find the yellow, they'll have one, and then there'll be some out there, and they can find the other yellow one. It's also to teach them the colors. And my daughter-in-law's mother and I are going to make a video. She'll be doing it in Spanish. I'll be doing it in English. And hopefully, then I'll include the link with the gift so that they can watch how to play and also learn whichever language they need to learn. Like here they just call us, they just identify us as Mexico because everything is in Spanish here. So anyway, so that's one way to do it. The other way, and matching, and then teaching them the colors. And then also, as the toddler gets older, then you would lay them face down and then flip one, and then they have to find the other one. And so that's like a memory game. And my kids loved that. They were cards when they were little. So there's red, red and yellow, green, and purple, pink, orange. Some of these I do know, and blue. And some of these I do know in Spanish already, but because as I'm working with my daughter-in-law's mother, I'm learning it as well. So just dropping in. Hi, Shay Shay. Just dropping in to I have to go back to work. Yes, that job. So I'll also be doing that. So that's just a work with me today. And I'll be working on that other thing. It's a purse, and I may need to incorporate Miss Connie, since I'm using the interfacing that, okay, Spilling, since I'm using the interfacing that she recommended. And that's what I'm having trouble with. I'm sure the rest of it is going to be a breeze. But so I'm going to switch the cameras. Oh, and my design, what I'm wearing today is my design. Jesus and my coffee. And so I have the digital design available. This is heat transfer vinyl, the wording, and then the bling scatter. And the link to them is in the description. And so you can order your digital design, my digital designs there. Also, I have in my description, I have the link to Saturday's video. I will be Crafts by Q is going to be interviewing me on this Saturday at 11 o'clock Central. So that's noon Eastern on her channel. And I'm excited, but I know just before we're going live, I'm going to be nervous. But I'm trying not to watch the other interviews because I am me and I'm going to be me. I will always be me. And so I don't want to like, oh, look what they're doing. I need to just do me. And I am here for y'all. Hey, Stacy, welcome in. And Qualities, I think I said hello, but I'm not sure. But hello if I didn't. So anyway, so my sewing machine does not have a light on it, so I have to bring down to get the stitching really close to the edge here for my senior eyes. I have to bring this over here, and let me get. Where do I need to put this for y'all? Maybe I need to back this up. I swear I don't, it's like, I don't know why. The only thing I move is the sewing machine. But anyway. So I hope you're all having a good day. Wednesday, we're getting close to the weekend. And of course, I don't know what they're doing in the sky, but here comes the weekend and here comes the rain. They just like to keep us inside. We were 103 degrees yesterday, and today we're only supposed to be. We're still going to be in the hundreds, but not. Well, they always say they never get it right because it's like we're not even on the meteor thing here in the valley. So got my opening here. So this is the little 5-inch one. And this is a good project to do for scraps because there is no rule as far as what size to make them. You just make them what size you need for, some people don't have big jars, and it might be good to have like a variety of them. And I do with the rubber side down. It seems to go better on my situation versus having the rubber side up. My presser foot does not go over it. My machine has a plastic presser foot, and there are no other presser foots for my sewing machine. It's a craft sewing machine. So you don't always have to have big, fancy sewing machines. Just get what you can afford and get what is good for your needs. This is this is the little fabric tray that I made, and I love these. It keeps what I need, in a place where it's not gonna fall off the table. It's raining there, spilling. I guess we need to be on the phone then, because we seem to be talking on the phone during the rain, and you're stuck in your car. Yeah, it just says that it's foggy here right now, or at least when I looked this morning. I didn't look outside. Try not to open my door unless I'm actually going outside, because there's bugs just waiting to come in. They don't like the weather out there either. They think it's better in here. So Wednesday, so we started. So we used to have dinner, family dinner, when the great grandkids lived here, and and we stopped it when they left Texas. And I told my daughter-in-law, I said, I miss it, because it's like I don't see them. So we started that back for Wednesday on Wednesday. So I'm excited, because today will be family dinner night. Get to see my son and have a meal. I'm doing the opening, and I gotta just make sure I tuck in the rubber thing. One of these days I'll play around with my cameras. I have my ring light has an attachment to put a camera, and um so it's like it'd be good, to have the camera behind me so you can actually see what I'm doing. But and of course, since my fall, um, and wellness came out, and they did. My fall was on a Thursday, and then um, wellness came out on Friday, and to do an ultrasound. And hey, Marilyn, welcome in. Thank you for moderating. So wellness came out. They did an ultrasound. Oh no, they did the X-ray to make sure nothing was broken, and they have to wait like 24 hours to do that, because then the calcium starts to like set in, and then it shows up better on the X-ray. And then Saturday, wellness came out for to do an ultrasound on my legs, because I'm prone to blood clots. So they come out, they do wellness check for like rugs and stuff, make sure there's no trip hazards. So they saw, because my cords are plugged in the wall and then they come over here. So there's that path, which I normally am careful of, but it was my back that created the problem. Well, because I was bent over and I was bent over too long cutting all the fabric out and everything for that other project. And my back spazzed. And when it spazzed, then it caused me to jerk. And then I was wrapped up in the cords down there. So I have to rearrange my room. And haven't figured that out yet, but they're not making me do it until I can. So um, I don't know how. I don't know how I'm going to arrange it. And my ice cream koozie actually makes a good thread bin, so I just fold down the edges and thread bin. Yeah, trash can. So Marilyn, when is your next the butterfly quilt thingy you and Grace are doing? Sorry if you didn't hear me because I think I got my noise cancellation on. Is it this Saturday? Yeah. What time? Central? Oh, okay, good. 5 p.m. Central. My interview with Crafts by Q is at 11 a.m. Central on her channel. The link is in the description under this video. Oh, and I pinned it. I also pinned it in the chat. And Miss C is I'm number 5 and Miss C is number 6. I don't know her date, but the thumbnail is up already. And she's also looking for others that, if you have a business, a crafting business, and you would like to be interviewed by her, she is looking for number 6 and so forth. Okay, congratulations on your sister's graduation. Hey, Kingsbury Crafts. Welcome in. Okay, so then these are the two. Let me see how much what these are. So these are the two 5-inch squares that are done. They're 5-inch to start with. They end up being 4.5. Okay. So that's good size. So that's these two that are done. Add that to the stash. And then having this light right in my face is making me sweat. And I did some of these. I love this um, with the lemons and then the aqua stripes. And it's got some splash in there too, like paint splashes. But speaking of paint, 755 is also doing a paint with me Saturday at 7:55 p.m. Um, if you want to paint with her, send her an email. It's 755 media is her channel, and you can let her know, and she'll send you the picture that you're going to be painting. And you can join her on the panel if you want, but you don't have to. But she says it's a lot of fun when you do. So since my recent fall, I've just read all the paperwork from my appointment Monday, and it's small print, and so it's recommended I get one of those things. I feel like I'm wearing a wire, but I know I can't. I know I can't wear the bracelet thing because it just with my fibromyalgia. So I might have to get um, look into an ankle one or around the neck. But it sends. It's like life alert. It sends alert like if I fall, and so fortunately my falls I've not hit my head. So um, it's mostly because I catch myself, but that's where my injuries happen. So this lemon fabric I got from Walmart, APRN. What does the AP stand for? And is this the sister that I met? Spilling? Oh, okay. Oh, advanced practice. Okay. Thank you, spelling. Okay. That's nice to know. So that's the lemon one. I don't know if my nurse at my heart doctor, um, what she is. I know she's a naturopath, and I love her too. I much prefer to see her versus see the doctor. And I do like my doctor. He's just all business. He's the one that told me to lose 50 pounds before my next appointment if I don't want to take pharmaceutical. And if I want to avoid that. And I heard 25 pounds. I didn't hear 50. Although I did check my notes and I'm like, so I have lost it. So um I have lost it. And I did lose the 25 by my appointment, which then granted me to see them once a year now instead of, I was seeing them every 3 months and then 6 months and now just every 12 months. So it really helps when you have doctors and nurses that work with you with what is best for you and um, and not what's best for stockholders' pockets, which is where I was with uh, the last state I was in. They didn't care about the patients actually. Oh, her specialty is mental health. Many times when you can't see the doctor, you will see the APRN and they can actually write prescriptions too. My sister loves her work. I prefer to go to the APRN. She's more intimidating. And and like I said, I don't know if that's my nurse's APRN, but she's also a supporter of Gale Designs, and they love all of my piece designs that I have on my Square website. They were actually shopping um, while we were having my appointment. Her and the trainee. It helps to wear your stuff to your appointments. and out shopping. I think that's like key for your wellness and for your recovery and everything is when you would really like your care providers, they're going to fight you every way. um because in California, my doctor, she was always pushing the drugs. And I said, my body doesn't respond to drugs, it reacts to drugs. It makes me sicker because my body is fighting the synthetics. Now, I'm not saying that medication is not bad. I'm just saying for my body, it doesn't, it doesn't get along with it. One, I mean, I want to get these done because, like I said, it's family night, and um, my granddaughter, the oldest granddaughter, has she probably doesn't like me saying that, but she just turned 29 last month, and she says, "Why do people keep telling me that?" And of course, her mom doesn't like uh like that being said because that makes her look old too. Anyway, but anyway, she's moved back here, um, just down the road from me. Hey, D. Smith, welcome in. Thank you for moderating. Um, so she's moved back here from California. Well, they're from there. We're from there, and then she moved here. Then she got married, and she was military, traveling around with that, and then she came here and went to school in Houston, then went to California. Now she's back. So anyway, I want to finish these because I'm going to take them over to family dinner tonight and have them pick some for their house, and 'cause I don't know. I know what her kitchen looks like, but I don't know. It's like she's got to get everything new because when she moved out there, she got rid of everything from her college apartment in Houston. So wanted to stop in and say hi and hit the like button, headed to the car line. Getting out early because of unexpected. Oh yeah, it's happening everywhere. Bad weather, it's coming. Yeah, so the great grands will be here for the summer. when they get out of school. I don't know when their school, because they're not in Texas, so I don't know when their school is going to be out. And so um, so I want to get this place rearranged um, before before that happens, because the little miss and I will be I'm going to teach her how to sew. So right now there's not room for two people sitting here. There kind of is, but um, she's real antsy. And like a child, curious about everything. But she's always sat when I bring my laptop over. She always sat with me, and we would design what we were going to make for like her teacher gifts and stuff like that, and like her shirts. And um and so now that I know how to design shirts, I can make the design smaller for her shirts, which I'm really excited about. That's why I wanted to learn how to design, because I can design SVGs, but bling was still something I needed to learn. And getting as close to the edge as I can, and so it keeps like the edge keeps curling up into the presser foot. So I'm using this to push it through. You're not anywhere where there's like tornadoes or anything, are you? Marilyn, I saw that you had a scare recently. We had something weird, not near me, but it was in Austin. Houses were just blowing up. It was something with the gas line underground. And how scary is that? I think there was a couple deaths, and then after the third house blew up, they just evacuated that whole block. And that's got to be nerve-wracking for the families, even even though they evacuated, they don't know if they're going to have a house to go back to. And that was going on at the same time that tornadoes were happening throughout the state. And it was we're up in the part of Texas that meets with Oklahoma. And of course, Oklahoma was having their tornadoes, deadly tornadoes. And it's, yeah, bad, bad. Oh, 20 miles. Yeah, in Illinois, we had the basement, and the neighbors that didn't have a basement would come over, and that was, as a child, that was fun because I hadn't lived through one yet. So I hadn't actually seen one at that point. Um and so it was fun because the neighbors, Mrs. Rich that lived behind us, she made really good peanut butter cookies, and she would always bring. She always brought treats. So, but yeah, no, I actually lived through one, survived, and it was we were traveling. We lived in Colorado. No, wait, no, we didn't. We lived in California, and we had drove to um my family's house in Illinois, and we had extra kids. We had all six of my kids and then two extra kids because we let friends come. So we had all these kids plus our dog. And we had a van, and my husband had built the inside of it to be like, this was before they made all the fancy vans, but he built the inside to where all the furniture was functional, the seats and stuff. And we would trade off driving, and I knew I was driving next, and so I was sleeping. And it's the captain chairs. Hi, Roslyn. And the captain chair on the passenger side would lay down. And so anyway, and it was raining so hard, and the wind was blowing so hard. And my husband pulls over, and of course, I'm waking up from a sleep, and I'm like panicking, thinking it was my turn to drive. And I said, "Why are you pulling over?" And he says, "Because there's a tornado 5 miles north of," I forgot what it was, but it was like Kentucky or something like that. And because it was tornado, what do they call it? Tornado row. I mean, it happened so much there, where we were. And so I said, "Where are we?" He says, 5 miles north. I'm like, "Ah!" And then everybody's yelling because they know I come from Tornado Alley. That's what it is. So they know that I'm familiar with tornadoes. And I said, "Leash the dog and grab your sleeping bags, and we're going to head out and get to the viaduct and cover up, with the sleeping bags." Oh, there was no time. Gathering up 8 kids and a dog that's all excited, and the van was rocking, the rain was coming through the windows, and all of a sudden, and the billboard, the lights were flickering on it, and then it blew away. And I said, "Never mind, we can't get out, because we couldn't even open the doors." And so I said, "Just lay down, face down, put the blankets over you." And it's like I got on my knees and was hugging the seat, and just praying, just praying. Whew. Sorry, those emotions are coming back. And then all of a sudden we heard it took the 18-wheeler in front of us, picked it up and blew it off. And it landed on the side of us, on its side. And then the other truckers were coming out and pulling the driver out through the window, and then took him to safety, and it was gone. And then we made it into the town and into the truck stop. And you could tell everybody that was on the highway during that tornado. And because we were all just milk white, and we sat in the middle of the restaurant. Everybody else was like, we were away from the windows. But anyway, it was like, and I remember it was, there were still payphones, and I called my dad, my stepdad, because I knew he was watching. He loves to watch the news, so I knew he was still up, and I couldn't even talk. I'm like, because I just wanted to let him know that we were okay. And it doesn't even make the news. They, you know, unless it like devastates the neighborhood and stuff, it doesn't even make the news. But anyway, so when we got back to California, and our neighbors did not water our yard. We didn't have a sprinkler system. We had manual sprinklers, and our neighbors didn't turn our water on as like instructed. So anyway, so we had to turn that on. So we had that on, and then everybody's unloading the van, and just the way it was, the water was hitting the camellia bushes and that crackling noise, we just all froze because it sounded just like the crackling of that electricity from that billboard. And so anyway, so I made us all shirts, survived the tornado of grand was it Grand Junction? I don't know. It was, I'll think of it most likely after the show, but yeah, that we survived a tornado on the freeway, and that was something. Praise God, because I knew he could save us. I knew it. And the trucker was fine too. I mean, they pulled him out, and he was able to run to safety. So I don't know. They had to come out with a crane, or however they flip trucks over when they're on their side. California survived many earthquakes, nothing that did any damage, but boy, that rocking and rolling. And we had one and felt it here, which I didn't think we could. And I said, and I didn't even know that, because I didn't know that it was possible over here, that I didn't think of it. It was just, I just had that vertigo. And then when I'm hearing about it, and I'm like, oh, well, that's why I had that vertigo that day. Because if I don't wake up with vertigo, then I pretty much don't have it during the day. But and it just all of a sudden, and that was here. And my first one was during that World Series that hit in in the Bay Area in California. We lived in Sacramento. So is something going on with D. Smith? Oh, the bad. Okay, that's the reason why I went on my tangent. So I've been, I do games that brain exercises, and the games are like strategy. They provide strategy and stuff so that you can engage your brain and stuff. I've been doing the Monopoly, and there's no strategy to that. Um, so I'm gonna have to give that up, and do something, get back to the games that I have to actually think and come up with, scenarios. But when my little miss is here, we'll get back into playing our games that we play. That where you have to strategize and stuff. Yellow sure brightens up a room. So this one, it's you can see the different shades of yellow in there. It's like these teals. It's the same batch. This is, yeah, and this is another one. These come in a batch, and I think it has like 7 colors. There's a pink, and maybe it only has 4. Maybe it only has 4 colors, but it comes in a batch. Um, fat quarters. Woo! This is not like me to have to think hard on words. I do have a full plate which I need to work on eliminating stuff from it. Prioritize. So tomorrow night, Laura and I will be on the Patch Hat crew. We're going to be doing Mother's Day stuff. I don't know specifics, just that's our theme. Hey, Sylvia, welcome in. Happy to see you. I'm finishing up my jar. Whoops! Keep your foot off the pedal, Gail. Finishing up the jar grippers, openers. That I was doing Monday. So that's something I'm focusing on is the little household items that I make for the website. I'm going to keep working on those and keep them because those they would choose and then purchase from the already made items. The bling shirts I have on the website. I make those when they order. So how I keep that organized is whatever I have on my website, I have the template over in my shipping station so that I don't have to go through all of the templates, because for those of you that bling, you have a whole boatload of templates. And so to keep my sanity and not have to go through all of my things, if it's on the website, it's in the shipping um center, my shipping center. And so I just have to go over there and go through those. and then bling it. But but this kind of stuff, it's like I need to make it, and then they purchase it. Okay, two more, and then these are completely done. And I'm trying to do, like, when I can buy fabric, then I try and get, like, I'll do like the bowl koozie, the ice cream koozie, and the um, mason jar koozie, all in the same fabric, so that if they want something coordinating, um, then they have that. Then they can order that. So I'm trying to do like that. But these, I mean, they may match the fabric because I'm using up every bit of the fabric. But it's only like when if it's the fat quarter from Dollar Tree, then I'd never get enough of that to make a set of any, not much. But I also have like the hot pads for the tables and um um mug rugs. And I still have to post them on the website. Marilyn, how's your website coming along? I know how much work it is. I get the pictures and then I don't get the stuff posted. So, and then my digital designs won't be posted on my Square site, but they'll be posted on my Facebook page. The page is business. The group is not. Have to get that straight. And that's what I have to switch, because I do have a Facebook group, but I'm making it private, and then I have to come up with the question. Then that will go live, and then I can use the group for business page. Excuse me. You haven't touched it in a week. I don't even want to talk about how long it's been since I touched it. I mean, I looked at it because I had to show somebody the other day because they wanted something, and so I showed them. They scanned my QR code and they went in there, and so it, yeah, I know it's a whole nother job. Retirement isn't sitting around on a rocking chair on the porch watching the the clouds go by. All right. One more, and then I've got all of these done. And then I just take I saw Kim on um oh, I forget what it is. Red Poppy, something other. Anyway, she used to be the spokesperson for Joanne's. Anyway, so she just uses like well, she has a special tool. I am a senior citizen crafter, but can't go buy all that stuff when a safety pin can work just fine to bring out your corners a little better. And so yeah, I love notions, but when you're on a fixed fixed income, you find other things to use that will do the same thing. So my bobbin is about out, and this is the last one. So it looks like I am going to make it end of this project. Before that happens. Yes, yes, we improvise. But that's also something that we learn from, having parents that grew up in the Depression. That's part of the clutter mentality, because you don't throw anything away. But I do. I do, because I used to have a cleaning business, and so I to clean senior houses that never threw anything away. And and so yeah. I don't know if you saw that, but I'm trying to get to the edge and then my foot jerked and I ran off the road here. Let's see if I can get back on the fabric. And that's something that I'll have to do a disclaimer in my, because if you have to have it perfect, then it'll never go on the website. So stitching may vary. Let me get my foot off the pedal. Now, my Viking that I got in 1971, it actually had a button for slow speed. And so also a fun fact is when I lived in Chicago, and I worked at Vogue Fabrics in Evanston, which bordered right on Evanston, Illinois, bordered on Chicago. I mean, where I lived in Chicago. Howard Street was the dividing line. One side of Howard Street was Chicago, the other side was Evanston. So anyhow, but for some extra cash for Christmas, I worked at a clothing factory that made children's clothing. That was line work, and it was an industrial sewing machine. We're talking, oh man. So, like one week, you're just sewing straps, just the straps to a toddler's overalls. That's it. Straps, just straps, just straps. I was like, I didn't last long in there because I needed to make clothes, not just, but I just did it for the just for the Christmas cash, and so anyway, I did have a sewing business, so that actually was where I enjoyed more because you're creating something, not just sewing and piecework. And if that's your thing, that's good. It wasn't my thing. It was a way to, you know, provide, because when the kids start growing up, their toys got more expensive. We're still talking about the 80s. Lord, I wouldn't be able to afford any of the toys that kids need now, or not need. They don't need any of it, but what they want. Okay, that was the last of those. And uh-oh. And my bobbin survived. I mean, not that it wouldn't have survived, but I mean, I had enough bobbin on there. I had enough thread on that bobbin. I will get it together here. Okay. I can't see my little clip that I keep these together, but anyway, because I use these clips to keep the bobbin with the thread, and it is not here. But here's my black. Okay, so let me show you that we did today. So I have 3 of the lemons, the lemon with the aqua stripe. Then I have 2 of these that actually it matches with that. So if somebody wanted 2 of those, then I have purple and a yellow, which actually goes with the lemon as well. Not that anybody would need 2 in their kitchen. I have 2. I have 1 here at this table, and then I have 1 in the kitchen. And then these I have 3. I have of the car, and then the gingham. So that's what I got made this week. And like I said, I'm taking it over to my family's tonight. Let them pick, because my granddaughter will be there. Let her pick from there what she wants for her kitchen. And then these are the 5-inch squares. So this is like the bee. This is honeycomb from a um, Dollar Tree. Okay. And then these are corner bookmarks. So I have them packaged up. And I'll be selling those in threes. So I gathered up the fabric that is all matching, and so I grouped those together, and I'm going to be doing like a little insert in one of these so that people know that it's a bookmark. I got that designed. I haven't made that yet. And then this is another group, and it'll be sold in groups of three. So wait, and so they're all each one is different, um, but so I group the ones that are with the same fabric or same colors. So, you know, and anyway, so these are fun. They just, you just slip it um, over your page, your corner of your page of your book. Another another item I made for the website. And then, maybe throwing some that I don't have matching for, but so they may just get added in as a thank you for the order kind of thing. Sometimes I can get this right in that hole and sometimes I can't. And of course, I just got it wet and now it's sticking to the needle instead of going through. Just need it to be stiff enough to go through that hole. There we go. Appreciate y'all being here, listening in while you're working. Mm, blinded in spots. All right. Okay, so this I have in various, okay, these are the ones I need to still cut more fabric for those. Then I have this all in various stages. Um, so these I have is a 4.5 inch. The colored part is 4.5 inch square. Then this is the 4.5 by 1.5 inch strip. And then I'll be adding the um 6 inch strip to the top and the bottom. And one side I'll stitch all the way across. The other side I'll stitch and leave an opening here. And this is where, when I sew it together, this is where I will be turning them inside out. Hi, precious pieces. Welcome in. Hey, Jessie. I'm going into the bushes because you're driving. Okay, thank you, Spilling Diversity. So anyway, so that this is where I'm moving these squares onto, is to this, getting it to this step. And these these are done. They just need to be pressed. So I'm going to put them over here. So I just have these to do. I mean, I have others, but I don't have fabric cut. So I'm just going to get these all moved to the next step. And then these that I have that I need to press, I will be adding them to the sandwich. This is just regular quilt polyester batting, and it is a 6 inch square. The back is the 6 inch square, and so the sandwich is like putting this face down onto that. So that would be the sandwich, is the batting, and then wrong side touching the batting, and then face to face the top and the bottom. And this will be stitched all the way around because it will be turned where this hole is. So this one is ready, just need to stitch it. So let's get sewing. And for some reason, it's always a little short on this. I haven't figured out why, but that's the way it is. So this one gets stitched all the way from edge to edge. And I'm just using a 1/4 inch seam, kind of like centered that in there, because then I'll just trim the edges. I'm learning from watching the quilters when you square it off. So and I do like the quilt blocks, and that is in my future, is to make quilt blocks, but I will never make and I do say never. Because as long as I'm living in South Texas, where our average temperature is in the hundreds, I have no need for a quilt. But I will make quilt blocks, and then from the quilt blocks, I'll make things. Like right now, Shay Shay from Crafting on the Dime is making zipper pouches using her her quilt blocks that she's making quilt blocks, but not making a quilt out of them or with them. My um, my stitching is loopy, so that means that my bobbin is not good, which that's the bobbin, but it's loopy here. So I went ahead and reversed that. I'll take this out and I'm just going to move on to the next one. Hopefully this one will be good. Otherwise then I will adjust the top thread, but it looks like a bobbin thread problem. Yeah, it's better. So May is a busy month. Hi Geneva, welcome in. My twin granddaughter's birthday, my great grandson's birthday, my great granddaughter's first birthday, and my daughter-in-law's dad's birthday. And so we are going to be full of cake and ice cream. Oh my goodness, I did it again. I need to I forgot to do my leaving a strip. I'm gonna leave that one there and I'll take out the other one. So I'll take out this one and I'm going to go ahead and put this here. And put pins in there so I know that I need to leave an opening there. Okay. And because we are a military family, we celebrate Memorial Day as the true meaning of Memorial Day, and we remember those that have fallen for our freedom. And so we celebrate that way, which is different how other people may celebrate. We celebrate in remembrance. which doesn't mean I'm not going to be supporting my red, white, and blue, because you know I will be. All right, so this side is done. I need to take out this side because it's that was the messed up bobbin. So it's going to be easy. So I need to finalize my design for what I'm going to make to put all of these blocks in. Not this set that I'm doing, the set that's finished, because I need to get that, uh, drop that off to my families, because they're going to be going to her birthday, which is at the end of the month, and it'll be her first birthday. So I'll be recovering from, I'm having surgery, and so I can't travel. Um, so I'll be missing it, but I'll be seeing it. I'll be seeing the on video. I mean, oh, what do they call that? Need to turn the sound on to mute to be able to do what I need to do. Still have you playing. Oh, okay. Um, what do they call it? FaceTime video call. But my grandkids have their Android as well, so whatever it's called. I'll be there. All right, so this one I can go straight across. She must be doing her, Marilyn must be doing her voiceovers for her, if she's editing a video. Okay, and this one I have to pick out because that's why we say, seam rippers are our best friends. Um, I'm definitely not afraid of a seam ripper, and I don't get mad. And when I have to do a seam rip, um, it's just part of sewing. And I know someone says, just stick the ball in the seam and go. And like that's when I rip fabric. That's when it's like a razor blade just slicing through. It's like, no, I'll do it the old school way, making sure that my fingers are out of the way. Um, I was thinking when I do this video with my daughter-in-law's mom, she'll be doing, I have to do it with my daughter-in-law there because, someone says, just do it at your house. And it's like, but I need my daughter-in-law available because she needs to tell her mother what to say. I'll be doing English and she'll be doing it in Spanish. And so I think we're going to have to um like have her dad take a nap because he's got the TV on loud, of course, and it's the Spanish station, and I can't have that in the video, you know. So anyway, kind of excited about it. I'm excited that she is a willing participant. Not quite sure she understands it's going to be on YouTube, but it's going to be recorded. It's going to be recorded because I want to use it as like the training instruction or the instructions on how to use these blocks. I'll have written instructions with it too. That's what I have to do too, is get that done and have Cricket do the writing and then have that laminated. My daughter-in-law has a laminator, so have her laminate the instruction sheet or tag and on how to play the game. And I'll have I'll have to have the link to the video. I'll have to have the video done so that there would be the link to put in and it'll go along with when with the purchase of these when I put these in the website. All these ideas, just gotta get them written. So I wrote them down and not on a scrap paper. I wrote them in my business notebook and so that because if I do it on scrap paper, then it gets lost with all the among all the other. I'm gonna make one of these fabric trays for all of my notes that I do on post-it notes. So I could just like put the post-it note in there. So when I'm looking for it, I'm not looking. I know where to go. Hey Evelyn, welcome in. Hey Unbiased, welcome in. I hope you were Picture Me Crafting was contacting you, Rachel, yesterday. I hope that she was able to get a hold of you and you were able to help her with her situation. And so, all right. So this one, I need to leave the opening, leave an opening. All right. So just to show those that are coming in, oops, it's not over here anymore. What I did, it does work with me. It's like getting things finished. And so I made these jar openers. I started them on Monday. I worked on them yesterday. But I said, let me just turn the camera on. So here's some smaller ones. These are the 5x5s, just using scrap fabric. And then here's, and so this is using the shelf liner. And so I have the truck, and some gingham, then purple, teal, yellow, and then lemon with the aqua stripes. So I have 3 of those. So that's what I did. Got those finished and ready for the website. And also I'm taking them over to my family's house. I have them. My daughter or my granddaughter just moved back here and she has a house and she has her own house now, which means she got her own cats back. So my family no longer has to like take care of her cats. So anyway, and yes, I'm happy because then that makes Kevin happy. Kevin is the oldest, he's the oldest grand dog. He gets tired of sharing attention. And her cats didn't get along with my daughter-in-law's cats, so that was always problematic. Okay, so once again, so I'm leaving the opening here, which is in the seam, so that when I sew the squares together, then this is where you would turn them inside out, the stitch all the way around these. So just a little, oh no, there was a total of 5 in the house. 2 of them are my granddaughters and 3 of them are my daughter-in-laws. So no, there's still cats. But see, the 3 cats that my daughter-in-law has are they are a cluster. You know what that means. They were all rescues that were from the neighborhood and of their new house. And so they are a cluster. The other 2 cats that were my granddaughters were not part of that cluster, and so they fought a lot. Now, Sarah is my granddaughter's oldest cat, and she's not part of any of that cluster, but she is the queen, and so the queen does get respect, and I love her because I walk into the house and as soon as she hears my voice, she comes running to me just like a little puppy dog does, you know, and then also, if she's sleeping when I get there and I'm like sit down, and as soon as she hears my voice, she perks up and then she comes running to me. That that is, you know, and my son said, she's staying. Yeah, no, Kevin's good with the 3 cats that is his family's cats, because those are his sisters and well, 2 boys and then a girl. And and the funny thing is that Mama is Nacho's mother, but and Nacho is now living with my granddaughter. They didn't get along at all. And she birthed him. So he basically is from the cluster. But anyway, and you know, when cats don't get along, there's you can't even say accidents because they know what they're doing when they're peeing on the couch. So that is now eliminated from the house, and that is what I'm most excited about. So anyway, but now, and so now it's just the 3 cats and the 2 dogs. So I found a pattern. Whiskey loves dresses. And Sarah, the cat, she'll wear dresses. And she actually is leash trained to go for a walk. And so like if you take her out now, she'll just follow you because she won't run off. She's 11. All right, so I did this one correct. I got my little hole there for turning. So Whiskey is my son found her. She was pretty much on live from Hurricane Hannah that hit in 2020. And my son found her and rescued her. She is a diva. A diva. Hey, 755. I've been pushing your paint thing for Saturday. So she loves to wear dresses. And so I found a dress pattern. And so I'm gonna today when I'm over there, I'm gonna measure her because I don't know. Um uh I don't know if this pattern is gonna fit her or not. Because the girl that made it doesn't really have she says she doesn't have a dog, and so she doesn't know what size dog it will fit. So, but I know how to fix that. That I do know how to do. All right, so I'm leaving my hole in here so I don't mess that up. Evelyn, you were talking nice about 755, right? All right, so then this one, I'll go straight across. I am getting me some pinking shears. I've got some Amazon gift cards. I've got loaded up and gonna get a prime a trial period. Hey Bedazzling, welcome in. Getting ready to go to a quilting class. Okay, you go, girl. So Bedazzling is learning some new things. She's working on patches and digitizing and now quilting. And if I missed anybody coming in, I'm sorry. I don't always see the chat when I'm sewing. Kind of can see when it pops up. Oh, there's SB Designs by Sheila. Okay, see, I was just saying. And I did see Evelyn's comment because she was talking about 755. And then boom. And I know there should be an O after that. So anyway, so I'm excited. I'm gonna measure Whiskey today, take her measurements, and so I made bandanas, the dog bandanas that I made. Um the cats the cats liked them. And then there was a rescue puppy over there and said that dog liked them. Whiskey is more of a dress girl. She likes her dresses. And I think she thinks that bandanas are for boys. So, like I said, she's a diva. All right, so I am going to press these, and then I'm going to then square these off. And then however many poor kid, he wouldn't come eat this morning. Now he's hungry. No food until this evening is available. Oh, which one? Because you have more than one, don't you, Evelyn? Anyway, so I have all of this black, the back fabric cut. I don't have all of the quilt cut. So this is how many I can make during the live. Well, it depends on if I have enough of these. Because I don't have everything cut. I have to, your fat cat. That's Sarah. She's actually she's been on my live before when I'm doing a live from their house. She's come and done it. She is actually a gray and white tuxedo. The girls are fighting like kids. 755 wants to know what she did, Evelyn, what you're talking about her. Yeah, yeah. Well, I made that cat toy for Nacho, and then I asked my granddaughter if she remembered to take it with her when she picked him up, and she said no, she needed to introduce him to her other cats before she introduced or brought over any toys. I was showing my husband new companion caregiver. Some Oh, okay, caregiver. Oh, the artwork. Okay, that's good. Nice. That'll be nice. Yeah. Yeah, I discussed things with my doctor yesterday. I mean, Monday. I tell you, it's like when you have doctors that actually give you time. In California, you had 15 minutes with your doctor, and 10 of it was with the MA. And so the doctor was just like, real quick, what drug can I throw at you? And here, they're for the patient. And I felt like I was having a therapy session, and then like when I started crying, I says, "Oh, hold on." I says, "I'm sorry, that I'm fasting because I had to have the labs done too." I says, "I'm fasting, and so emotions are at the surface." So anyway, and then I was just reading all of this stuff yesterday in his report, and I'm like, okay, he gave me some kudos, and then he also gave me some advice of what I need to do. But anyway, yes, we do have a great community. We have an awesome community, and I'm so thankful for it. And according to my doctor, that's what I need. So, um, so this is what I have, and see how it's just not. I mean, some of it just doesn't match up. I think I don't know. I was going to say I think when I iron it shrinks or something, but anyway. And then here's the hole that will I'll be turning it. So let's see. Stack this. And then this will go like this. I was thinking of squaring that off, but let me just. And then what I learned from the quilters is, which way the seam goes, and you press the seam towards the dark fabric. So that's what I did. So then this is, oops, another one. Mm. I really like these. And then with the scraps that are too small for anything here, then I'm going to be stitching them together and making, just fabric, just stitching all the squares together. So it'd be like, oh, this one I need to stitch. That was one I forgot to put. And this one. Okay. So I guess I'm not done stitching these because these I forgot to do this, and I just opened them up. All right. So these I need to sew. So just so that there's a Gail, you see more than me. They look great. Oh, what I mean is, so I forgot. So I had forgotten I went straight across. And so I just took out the thread here. So this is not, it's not backstitched. So it runs a risk of, maybe it won't run a risk of coming out when it's stitched together because it'll be stitched across. I'm just going to do a little, just my sanity. Just so I know that it's secure there. We don't know how. Yeah, just reinforcement. Because Monday night on Night Owl Crafting, I was just stitching away. I was still in a lot of pain on Monday. Well, and then Monday was the day I had my doctor appointment, which takes it takes a good chunk of the day. Had labs and had ultrasound because they went ahead and they did another ultrasound, which is part of my annual. So the ultrasound that I had on Saturday was just to look for blood clots, and even though the result is in my records, but for the annual they check the carotid artery and stuff. So anyway, it's a little bit more advanced than what the mobile unit did when they came out. My house on Saturday. But yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to go live on Monday because that kind of stuff puts me in a fibromyalgia flare up, which it happened on Tuesday instead of Monday. So Tuesday, yesterday, I was down low, down low. And I got some sewing done. And that's why I said, oh, yeah, let me just do this today. And that's actually what it says in my report, um, is on my good days, for my fibromyalgia, on my good days, be sure to still work at a slower pace to prevent myself from being in a 3-day flare up. And it's so nice when you have medical staff that understands, you know, the whole thing about not just fibromyalgia is painful, you know. It's like weather affects it. Cold weather affects it. And that's why I love the heat. Now some people are the opposite. It's the hot weather that affects them. I'm grateful that it's not. And I'm from Chicago, so believe me, I know cold. And I know I don't need to be in that cold. No more 0-degree weather for me. Now I have gone back to Illinois in August, and I couldn't believe it. It was my brother's birthday. It was my uh let me see. So it was my 68th birthday. And it was 54 degrees. 54 in August. What the heck? And it even snowed. There was some flurries before I left, and I'm like, all right, you don't have to give me all 4 seasons just because I only have one season here in South Texas. Summer is just a different variation of summer. It's like hot, hot, hotter, hottest, and what the anyway, um, yeah. I told Illinois, I said, you don't have to give me all the seasons. I don't miss you. I get plenty of pictures from everybody that see how beautiful the snow is and stuff. But anyway, yeah. My youngest brother got married, and he actually got married July, but they had already set up they had never planned on having a wedding with inviting a lot of people. They were just doing a JP, and then doing big on the reception. And they did. And so they did have it the day after my birthday. Cold weather is terrible for you. Okay. And so I'm grateful that he agrees to allow me to have the heat, because that heating pad that I have, that's a vest. It takes care of like my neck, so it's like takes care of those um the neck muscles, and then the vest, the shoulders and the back. So that's a good vest. Yeah, Bobby, well, I'm gonna love it from the photos that people. I don't have to live there anymore for it. People are talking about, oh, so the doctor was telling me about, aunts and uncles and stuff. And it's like, I don't even have any more aunts and uncles. I don't have, my parents are all gone. My aunts and uncles are all gone. It's just as kids now. Yeah. My my mom's youngest sister just passed away last year. So this is my cousin's first year without her mother. And Um, so anyway, so that was the last of the 7 of them. Okay, so moving along. All right. Are you talking to me, Evelyn? Or are you talking to 755? My youngest child just turned 50. Okay, so this is all the backs that I have. And my great grandchildren live with their dad now in another, I almost said country, in another state. And but they'll be here for the summer. And then adopted grand. She has a baby, 5, looks like Tinkerbell talking to me. Okay. You still got the children. Yes, your great grandmother. Somebody else. Oh, Gail Charles. Jazzy G has her first great grandbaby was born the other day. Okay, so you jumped in grand. Looks like Tinkerbell. Okay, yeah. So my little miss, um, she will be staying here. So she's going to live with her mom, and my great grandson will live with his dad. That's the plan so far. And of course, um, I may not be up to date on that information, but I'm going to enjoy them this summer when they come. I mean, I don't know if they're coming in May or in June because there's traveling involved. Being a great grandma is different. being a grandma, it's like you raised your kids, and so then this is who they raised. And being a great grandma is now you have now you have the children that your grandchildren raised. So it's less, um, at least what's my family, it's less rules each generation. And of course, my generation is still trying to enforce rules that we grew up with that worked with our kids. We didn't have technology. We didn't have the technology that even our grandchildren had. Oh, you're gonna have another one in July? Yeah, I have 5 now. You're a technical grandma? My darn foot. Oh my goodness. It, I didn't even have to press her foot down. Um, I like Okay, so what I'm experiencing is like I traveled. Okay, we all lived in the same area. Um, my my dad's parents had 2 sons, and both their boys had 4 kids, and they built their houses, and we were walking distance to our grandparents, and to like my uncle's house went first because he's older, and then when my dad and grandpa and uncle built our house that we grew up in, it was within 2 blocks of my cousins. So I grew up close like that. We didn't have TV. My grandparents had TV, and when we did our Sunday family day time, we would have dinner, have an early dinner, and then we watched Lawrence Welk and the Bubble Man, and he had the bubbles, and we watched Lawrence Welk and Candid Camera. Then we'd go home. My parents would have to carry the sleepy kids into the house, and because we'd sleep on the way home. Anyhow, so I grew up close like that. We had we had Sunday dinner relentless, we never missed that. That was so I had that close family thing. So then I'm the only one of my siblings that left. I moved away. And I moved away before I got married, actually. Um, and I moved to Chicago, and then from Chicago I moved to Colorado, and that's where I met and married my husband. And we didn't have computers then. Um, when we moved to California, then personal computers was something that you can actually have. cell phones weren't out yet. Remember, actually, so 1974 was when I got my cell phone. 70, not 74, 90, 94. And I remember that because that was the year that my dad had passed, and um, got it at Radio Shack, which was where you got your phones. So anyway, so yeah, it was AirTouch Cellular back then. Now it's now it's Verizon. So I've been a Verizon customer since 1975. 95. So my first computer was also Radio Shack. What is it called? The dot. What was the? No, I didn't have. Yeah, yours was that big one. No, my friend had one of those, and she had to keep it. It wasn't. I don't think they called them mobile phones back then. It was definitely a cell phone, but it was a big old thing. But yeah, um, what were those first computers called? I know they made dial-ups. Let me say, I know they made a lot of noise. That's something that they should play on one of those things when they're testing kids, and like they should play that noise and say, "Do you recognize this?" And then the dial-up, and then yeah, Tandy, and but what was the printer? It. I remember the paper. It was perforated. All right. So this one is done. And yep, Tandy. I remember I still had that computer, dot matrix. See, I was thinking, the matrix part was confusing me because they made a movie, The Matrix, anyhow. So yeah, dot matrix. I remember I still had that in when I had my apartment in California. And even though the other computers existed, I didn't have one yet. And the I had an apartment, and my neighbors underneath me was talking about, strange noises that they hear. Well, I did have it in the bedroom that wasn't over them, but I guess they could hear it because I would have the windows open, um, because I am a night owl. That's nothing new. I've been a night owl since I was a kid. And my mother would yell at me, "Turn your light on, go to bed." And so here I stitch all the way around, and then here is where my hole is, to like pull it through. And of course, I didn't leave it big enough, so I can't even get my thumb in there, but we'll make it work. They're doing some work outside. I don't know what they're doing. We don't have trees, but that's what it sounds like they're doing, is cutting down some trees. It's not a lawn mower. But the house behind me is for sale, so I don't know what they're doing. And you lived in Florida at that time, Evelyn? She's saying she would listen to the radio at night. I could get WLS from Chicago. I remember WGN. I think that's Waukegan, which is I lived in near there, and okay, I might not be turning because my thumb is starting to hurt. Um, I have to remember to leave a bigger hole. Oh, you were in Flint, Michigan. Okay. We used to race our sailboats up in Michigan. I like to use my bone folder to get in there and push the corners. And then use the rounded part to um, pull out the corners. You know, that might be, oh, it's, I don't know if y'all can hear it. What do they call it? The weed eater thing. I think that's what it is. The house behind me is for sale, and so they've been doing extra stuff. They even came out the other day, Monday, the trash people came out to empty the dumpster over there, and I thought that was odd because our dumpster, you know, day is Thursday. It's today. No, tomorrow. I mean, ugh. See, this is why I need to have scheduled things to do so I can remember what day it is. So then, see, this is where the opening is. And so I'm going to press this and then I'll do the top stitch along in there, the stitch in the ditch in there. And, but I need to bring this part up more. I shouldn't have, oh no, I shouldn't have trimmed that so much, which my next one, I'll try to remember not to. So let me just go ahead and stick a pin in it. So yeah, I really like these. So you can also do the same thing, make it a mug, turn it into a mug rug. The only difference would be is to make sure that you're using cotton thread, and then you would use cotton batting. What I'm used was polyester quilt batting. And so, but you would want to use the cotton batting, which is the heat. Um, I have it over there. I can't see it, but anyway, but it's what you would use, the cotton. Just make sure it's cotton. So everything's cotton. And so I'm getting really dry mouth. Yeah, the good old days. We'd get up in the morning and get our chores done and then get kicked out of the house and we'd play all day long. And the street lights come on and you hear mom holler out the door, and all we had to do was just holler back, you know. Now I guess they say Marco and you say Polo and you're good to go. And but to just checking on us because we had all the strip of land that was across the street from our house for the from the beginning of the street to all the way to the end through the whole town. It was all owned by the park district, and so we utilized that. We played over there, and that's all Mama had to do was just check on us because we stayed out past the street lights, but that was just as long as she knew we were there, and that we weren't alone because it was the whole neighborhood, the whole 2 blocks hung out there. Now during the winter time, we wouldn't be in view of where she could see us out the front window because then we'd be over the block in front of us was like the football baseball field. Then the next block over, which she can still see from the window, would be was where all the parks, the swings and the tires and all the stuff to play on, and it had lots of trees, so we had lots of leaves and we played in the leaves. Then the next block over was where the train tracks were, which then was a big hill, and we would either, if we didn't have a toboggan, we used the uh, cardboard to slide down the hill, and then the park district dug a hole and filled it with water, and so when it froze, then we had an ice skating rink. So that she would have to incorporate the neighbors to that were across the street from that block to keep an eye on Gary and Gail. So, but yeah. So getting back to the technology thing, so that was my childhood, and I loved it. And we were engaged with the neighbors, we were engaged with our siblings, and now my great grands, they're not even hearing the stories um of family, you know, and they eat dinner, they go to their room, they're on their phone, they're playing their games. And so when they come over here, they're not going to have their phone. I'm going to have one of these and say, cell phones in, put your phones away, because you're coming over here. You're coming over here to hang out with me. Mine is freezing up. Spilling. Let me know, because it might be time for me to just shut it down. It's been 2.5 hours. I'm going to keep sewing whether I'm on live or not. So I want to get as much of this done that I can, so I can move on to another project. Chat, is my screen freezing up, or is Spilling talking about hers? Oh, you're gonna make the shaker tags, Evelyn? I need to get some. Mine will be the thinnest one that they make, because I'm gonna do some faux leather keychain pockets. So it's gonna be a pocket where you can put something inside the keychain, and so you use the marine vinyl. No tags for stabilizers. Huh. Bought some marine vinyl to make some tags. I don't understand that project. I will send you a picture if I ever get done. Okay. Thank you, because I'm not visualizing what. Because I haven't been like, if I'm in this on YouTube in somebody's video, I'm in the bushes because it's difficult to type. Um, I better make sure. Okay. I just noticed that this is. Got to make sure that it goes down to the bottom there. Um, I know I cut it correctly. All right. When uh my gaming computer that was supposed to last me till I wasn't around anymore, when that thing died just after 2 years, um, I pulled this one back out. This one I got in 2009, and I have to run this fan to keep the hard drive cool so it doesn't die on me. And um and so but yeah, I had to figure out how to turn it on because this thing still has a DVD player in it. It has a Blu-ray DVD player. They don't make computers like that anymore, laptops like that anymore. But yeah, the button is in the joint on the side. And I say the joint, but it's the where where it opens up at. Um, but anyhow, so I had to make myself a little um label. But yeah, that's why I need to get the business going so I can make some money and get a new laptop before this one dies. Oops, I said that word before it's on live. before it has lived its last breath. Um, so doing the best I can with what I got for as long as I got it. May not be the same quality as something new, but it's still going. Yeah, and Best Buy keeps sending me, it's like, oh, it's clearance sale and blah blah blah. It's like it's still too much for me to, you know. I know I'm not getting a gamer computer again. It has to be. It has to be. I know I still have my notebook when I thought I could get another laptop. I have my notes of um, what I need for to operate Cricut Design Space, and what I need to operate my. Oh well, see, my laptop doesn't matter for my embroidery machine. I can only use my cell phone for my embroidery machine. If I had a tablet, a current tablet, I could run my embroidery machine on that. But the tablet I have is not compatible. It's not upgradable. It's not as old as this laptop, but it is outdated. I think I can do Facebook on it. I can't do Cricut design. I can't do design space on it. Mm. So I'm just stitching these. I'll turn them later, but I need to like just move these to the next point and to the next stage. And um, I need to take care of my thumb before give my thumb some rest before I go and do any of that, the turning. That's what took so long. Software requirements and storage. Yeah. And see, so this is the thing with my people say you don't have Google anymore. Well, I get this new phone because I just have two a couple more of these just to stitch it. This doesn't hurt my hand. It's the turning inside out that hurts my hand. So I can do this part. And so so yeah, the requirements and and then learning a new machine. I didn't even figure out. Oh, it's getting back to the cell phone. Okay, so my cell phone that I had from 2017 was still working good, and it was in mint condition. And the and then Uh, but I was just out of space, out of storage. And so I had to keep, every time I had to update an app, I had to delete like 3 apps. And I was pretty much down to just bare bones. Anyhow, so then I get a new phone with all this storage and everything. And immediately when my old phone was shut off and the new one was turned on, I'm getting messages from Google saying I'm out of storage. I'm like, what the heck? I have a new phone with all of this room, and you want me to pay for Google now because I'm out of storage? So last Wednesday at family dinner, I was telling my granddaughter this, who is, I mean, she creates games. And so she says, yeah, it's like Android, thinks that you want to store everything on Google. You need to switch it over. I'm like, well, you need to show me how to switch it over, because I don't know how. you know. And so we have the no cell phone at the table rule. So it wasn't like I had it on the table to um, that I could just slide it over and have her do it. So tonight I'll have her switch it over because I have a Gmail account because you have to, but I emptied it. I deleted every single email and trash so that it would stop telling me I don't have space, that my Gmail isn't going to work anymore, and that I have to pay. And I deleted all of that, and I still get the message. Hey, Lena, welcome in. I still get the message. So I'm gonna have to have the granddaughters switch it over so I can start saving things on my phone instead of in Google. Because even when I get, like, when somebody sends a link, um, and it's a Google from the Google Drive, can't download it. Yeah, that's what Lena was saying too. She's been getting that message too. And it's like, well, nope, they're doing it to me. They're I had to delete all of that and it still wasn't enough. And then there's things that are getting deleted off my phone, um, like videos and stuff like that. Oh, the other thing is that with my other phone plan, cloud storage was included in it. And so with this one, I would have to pay $10 a month for cloud storage. And anyway, they told me I'm at 115%. So I'm over the 100%. And but they've been telling me since I was at 96%. Anyhow, so anyway, um, but then I found out with my Microsoft program, I do, oh, you pay 99 cents a month. Um, so I found out that with my Microsoft 356 program, I have storage there, so cloud storage. So I just need to have her oh, Apple is bogey. My daughter-in-law is Apple, everything Apple. And and um but the grandkids are Android. Well, one of the twins is Apple, and I don't know about the youngest granddaughter. She lived in Florida, now she lives in Texas. Yeah, I think it's crazy, so Evelyn, I do Microsoft Rewards, and it's part of the Microsoft program. And so you just answer some survey questions and stuff like that, and earn points, and then I trade them in for gift cards. So it's how I buy my groceries. I get like a Walmart gift card, and then it was just like 5,000 points, and then you get a $5. Now they moved it to, oh no, it was 65 points, 6,500 points, and you get a $5 gift card. And now it's 7,000 points for a $5 gift card. And then they told me, oh, it's a popular gift card, not available. We're out of stock. And it's like, how can it be out of stock? You create it. And so anyway, I mean, I play the games and that kind of stuff and earn the points so fast that just as soon as I'm spending, I'm already earning another one. So it's like nothing to like, okay, so you don't have any $5, let's move it to 10. Yeah, I tried to get like Amazon Flex, a job with Amazon Flex so that I could like make some money and get a laptop. And but they don't have any they don't need any more drivers in my area. So it's like just another sign I need to like get my website. Um, um, the shipping is I have to get the shipping fixed on there because when people order, then I have to send an invoice separate for the shipping. I can send you a link to it, Evelyn, to the rewards thing. It's easy stuff, and and I mean, you don't really like, they'll have like a puzzle, and you slide the pieces together, it's kind of like one of those number things. And but I found, all you have to do is click on it, and then you won your points for that. Yeah. Yeah, I like Microsoft, but I don't know what I don't remember anything else. So um I learned DOS, and then, oh, the shipping problem. Oh, okay, yeah, the shipping problem. I didn't have a shipping problem until I added pirate ship. So that is where the link is not happening. Um, um, so, and I did I did sync it together, so but just might need a little closer look. And of course, that was on my other computer, so um, I have to figure it out through this one. But that's why I haven't been promoting the website as much as I should be doing since it's my business. Um, is because I know that it's not working. And I have a Google phone number for the business, and it's not getting used enough. They send me every month at the end of the month, they always send me a notification that they're going to delete it if I'm not going to use it. And I call my friends, like, call me on my Google number. One time I got a message, and and um and it was a farmer who has the male goat, and was studding him out. and and so he was returning a phone call, so it was a voicemail. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, they already gave my phone number away. So, but I said, call my friend, and I says, call me on my Google number, and because I think they gave it away. They gave my number to somebody else that needs her goats mated. Yeah, the shipping, I went and I weighed everything, and with like everything that I would send out. And so it's in there. And it's just I don't know what it is. But my digital files, I won't have that on my Square site because you have to have a separate program. And I don't have the funds to pay for that program because it's a monthly fee. And so I would just have the available on my Facebook page. And okay. So I don't know why I shut that down. I still have one more to do. Yeah, I took her with me because she was living, here at my son's house when I moved here. And so I waited for her to be available, and so took her shopping. Um I took her with me shopping, and to get my laptop because, oh, they don't even have the same language. I mean, uh, as far as like space, you know, it's a whole different language. I can't even remember what it was before, but talking about hours and whatever. And so I took her with me so that, and I says, this is what I need. I need a good graphics card because it did designing, and I told her what I needed and this and that. And it's like I need lots of room. This is before I even had an embroidery machine. And then so she showed me, she got me. Unfortunately, Best Buy gave me a lemon, and there was no way they were being nice about, well, sorry, sometimes they just don't last that long. And it's like it should last longer than, 2 years. I thought that's what you were doing, Marilyn, is editing because you needed the sound, your sound off. So that's why my next one, I'm not going to worry about all the things that I worried about when I got the thing, and I'm certainly not going to pay what I paid um, for that computer. And the repairs on that computer were going to be more than what a new one would cost. And unfortunately, because I do not have credit cards anymore, the you know, I have to have cash. So the new ones, even though they are less than what I paid for that one 3 years ago, because it's coming up. Yeah, this is May. Yeah, I got it Mother's Day weekend 3 years ago. So, and they are less now than what I paid then, but that's still more than I have. HP business computer was $1,500. Yeah. Yeah, I paid over 2,000 for the other one, but I had money then. I had my retirement money then. Oh, God. I got to remember to get my foot off the pedal. Sometimes it just wants to go. Well, this is all wackadoodle, but it'll be all right when I turn it. And I have plenty of fabric to make another set of these. And I know I'm going to have fun with my great grand, even though she doesn't need it, but we'll play it, and her baby sister will be learning because she's definitely going to be bilingual. In California, she was living in a strictly Spanish speaking home. Although she's 3 months old now. So, all right. Yeah. Lena's learning in brilliance too and enjoying it. All right. So I shouldn't have turned that off. Let me just turn it this way. So let's see, 1, 2. I still have to turn the trim and turn, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that have moved closer to the finish line. Um, I'll rest my I'll rest my thumb, and then I have oh, then I have 1, 2, 3 um 3 that need the batting cut for that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that need the 6-inch side strips for that. These are the backs that are all good. Um, so moving along, and then of course, with the thing before I even finish these, the most important thing I need to do as far as timeline goes is um create the tote bag, whatever I'm going to make to put the blocks in so that the toddler can keep them organized. So that's those. And then we put that there, and then these I need stitches for. Stitches I need side for. All right. So that's all I have. I got a lot done. So recap. So I just showed you what I had um left to do to finish that set of blocks. And then these are bookmarks I didn't do today, but then here's all the see post-it notes everywhere, post-it notes. Oh, okay. That's okay. We'll put that there. So these are the 5-inch blocks or jar openers that I made out of scraps. So purple one, and then this is honeycomb. And then these are the 6-inch squares. So I did a purple, teal, yellow, 3 lemons with the aqua stripes, 3 trucks with apples in the cart. I mean, in the back, and then gingham. So it's a good little variety. And of course, as I get down to the end of my, like when I cut out my bowl koozies and stuff like that, then I'll make sure I have like 6-inch square or whatever, because like I said, a 2.5-inch, so a 3-inch square comes down to 2.5-inch square, and that's a good size for these plastic water bottle openers. And then I'll put a loop on those so that they could be hung on a keychain or something like that. So anyway, so I really appreciate y'all being here, hanging out with me, and so grateful that why is that still like that? Okay. Whoops. Now what did I do? I know you can't see it, but it just I just made everything bigger and it takes up my whole screen. There we go. Wait for the chat to come back. Okay, there you go. All right. So I really appreciate y'all being here and hanging out with me while I did a work with me. I am trying to like get that one project done because prepped because I really like it. And I have studied the video so much that I know how to sew it. It's just like doing something new, and that interfacing is new to me because I've never had to like buy it that way. So I did. It might have been just that my iron wasn't hot enough because I ironed it on there and it just fell off. So it shouldn't have. So anyway, a recap for my week is tomorrow is the Patch Hat Crew, 5 p.m. Central, and we're doing Mother's Day. Saturday is my interview by Crafts by Q. The link is in the description of this video, and I will be posting it as well in my posts. And so it's now I forgot what she calls it. But anyway, so it's an interview with Crafts by Q and something sparkle. So anyway, but this is this week. So I will see y'all around somewhere. And if I don't run into you in the YouTube streets, have a happy Mother's Day, no matter how you celebrate it. My mother's gone, so I will be missing her, of course. And so we'll see. We'll see what my son has planned. I don't know. But anyway, peace and love to y'all. And just remember, it's like people are being nasty out there. You don't have to be nasty back. Just let it go. Protect your peace. Love y'all. Bye.